And I like this color. It's like a red wine kind of color and like a blue.
You and your wines.
I need to not drink again. I need to stop. Hello, everybody. Another episode. Another week, another episode, as they say.
Another one, as he says.
One of these days, Kelsey and I will get back together in person.
I was just
we just been out and about and like doing stuff. I missed the couch. I missed the studio, babe.
You missed the trap?
Yeah, I missed the trap.
The trap, for real. I was just about to say, if you guys hear like a fuck ton of sirens, it's because where we are, it snowed, and True. I should not be yelling in the mic for all my headphone users. I'm going to put that to the side. Oh, Felipe's gold chin.
What up, Felipe?
And the black ice over here is literally insane, and I'm so scared because I have to go drive like right after this, and I'm just like, ooh, I hope.
You'll be okay.
Yeah, boy. But yeah, Sab has had a crazy day. I've had a crazy day. I can't even begin to express my crazy day. I'm still waiting for a file to upload so I can send it to my boss. So if you see me clicking out, that's why. And with the weather being all funky, and we just figured, you know what, we'll just, because I got a skirt right after this, we'll just get it done here. But I'll say, I think we've gotten better at our Zoom ones because they used to be
early days. We were bad.
Back in the day, we upset our producers for being dry.
not upset, but we just weren't. We weren't ourselves, and I think people could tell. But now it just feels like I'm on FaceTime with you or something.
Did you watch my Close Friends last night?
Yeah. What was that about?
Dude, I have the fattest. I'm not wearing socks. I was about to give the people what they wanted. Never mind. But I have the fattest bruise on my shin.
I'm sorry.
I ate it. Ate it.
Well, I hope you're okay.
Oh, smooches. Thanks. Shall we
do this? But before we get into the things we're going to talk about, pre-warning, we're big basketball heavy today. So if you don't like basketball, what's wrong with you? But if you do like basketball,
I can't front. Even I'm not the biggest basketball person, but I'm just here for the good times.
Okay, well.
Have you seen Love Is Blind?
Yes, isn't he crazy? He's nuts.
I'm not done yet though. I think I'm binging it on Sunday with my friends because we're only on episode 4 or something.
Good. But, you gotta get through it. It's good.
I know, trust.
But before we start talking about basketball and all the other topics of the day, of the evening, make sure you follow Game Changers at Game Changers ETB on all social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, anywhere you're at. We're probably there too.
You get your
Game Changers ETB. And then also follow the network at ETB Network across all social media again. And subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/ETB Network. Here it is. That's where you'll be watching and listening to this episode when it premieres.
Just when, Sav?
Well, we don't usually do that stuff till the end, but this one I think is coming out on December 7th. If
I did do that backwards. As soon as it slipped, I slipped.
That's all right. It happens.
Yeah, I do.
And lastly, take it away.
Well, I just feel like we spend too much of our time watching sports alone,
Oh, I only watch sports alone.
But I feel like we spend too much of our time watching our sports alone. But you know who helps you with that?
Who?
Playback. My boys, Playback.
And having some friends.
Yes, but if you don't, it's okay because Playback is a virtual space where communities can stream live sports together. with everyone perfectly synced up too. And, creators can hop on stage, deliver their own play-by-play analysts and commentary, and even invite viewers up for a Q&A. Isn't that crazy, dude?
That is so crazy.
But wait, it gets better, because Playback
makes
watching sports fully interactive and a social experience. From playing fantasy sports, repping your favorite players and teams, watching with the commentators and communities you care about, win or lose, sports are best enjoyed, what? Together. So y'all should join our community by going to playback.tv/ETB network to find out more, including our live stream schedule, because that's how great Playback is.
Yes, for sure. Definitely go check out our Playback. And you'll see us there. You'll see all the other people from the network. We've only done a couple Playback streams, but they are a lot of fun. We just get to yap on live, basically. So let's talk about some news. I think we're going to breeze through it a lot because a lot of it is kind of compounding one on top of the other.
Yeah.
So let's just get it started. So the first bit of news that we have this week is that Unrivaled Basketball League, which is the 3-on-3 league that was started by Brianna Stewart and Nafisa Collier. They're going to start soon, and they've just announced their captains. Brianna Stewart will be a captain of a team that's called Mist Basketball Club. Nafisa Collier will be a captain of the Lunar Owls Basketball Club. Chelsea Gray will be a captain of Rose Basketball Club. And I'm so sorry because Arike, you are such a good basketball player, but I really don't know how to pronounce your last name, and it really frustrates me. But Arike Ogunbowale, that's my best guess at it. I'm so sorry. She'll be the captain of Vinyl. Yep. Alyssa Thomas will be the captain of Laces, and Satu Sabali will be the captain of Phantom. So fun names, first of all. I don't think we talked about that when they announced it a couple weeks ago, but fun names. And it just seems like a good change of pace. And it's providing all of these WNBA stars who are doing Unrivaled to play at home and not have to go overseas in the off season, and creates more opportunity for these ladies up in here. So excited to watch. Maybe there's Playback on it. Maybe we could do some Unrivaled Playback streams or something.
Yeah, I'm sure once my school goes on break, I'll have a little bit more time. We can try and finagle something.
Yeah, after I even doing it, we'll have to talk. We'll have to chat. We'll have to chat with our Playback people.
Oh, but they're so great. I just dropped something. Unrivaled signs. Is it Flau'jae Johnson to NIL deal. Already had Paige Bueckers on a deal. The future is Unrivaled is the slogan.
Yeah. So and so if you don't know who Flau'jae is, Big Four. She plays for LSU. She's an absolute baller, and she's a junior, I believe. So the young talent there. And she's just like a cool person, and she really I've watched a couple podcast episodes she's been on, or of her own show and other clips and that. She knows ball very well, and she's a music artist. She's a rapper as well. So
I was gonna say she was in the Prime show Money something that LSU did. I think it was Money Moves or whatever. I totally butchered that. I forget the name of it, but I actually have a question that's kind of a hot take.
I'm ready for it.
Who do you think is better, Flau'jae or why am I blanking on her name? Don't say anything. Crap, I just had it. Angel Reese, the other LSU girl.
Her Angel Reese,
because they play different.
They play different. I like that Flau'jae plays at the speed of her game is very quick, and I think that makes her very exciting to watch. And she kind of just she's like a little lightning bolt of energy. She just runs around the court and she's jumping, she's shooting, she's playing defense, she's picking up turnovers. She kind of does it all. And she's one of the best all around players in the country, I would say. I think Angel Reese had a little bit more maturity to her game. And I think Angel Reese was in college, especially I think the expectations were a lot higher for her. I don't think the expectation is as high for Flau'jae. But that being said, like they're both really good. In terms of who I enjoy watching more, I think I enjoy watching Flau'jae more, just because that's the kind of basketball I like. I like high energy, exciting basketball. Not that Angel Reese doesn't produce exciting basketball, but Angel Reese is just like she's a different position and a different player in her own regard. But they're both dogs.
Can't teach that.
Can't teach that. That's my favorite quote, and that's an Angel Reese quote. That's my favorite quote.
I quoted.
I think that's my 2025 or my 2024 like quote wrapped like Spotify. That's on there for sure.
Follow-up question. Now that Flau'jae has the same NIL like deal, not the same, but with Unrivaled, do you think let's put them in the same category now? Paige and Flau'jae. Who's your pick?
That one's a little tougher. I think Paige is a generational basketball player. There's a reason why she's going to be the first overall pick in the WNBA draft. While some people are a little bit of haters and are like, well, she hasn't been the same since her injury or whatever, it's kind of like, well, she's still really good at basketball, so who cares what you think?
Also, like, that's like so common to get injured and not be the same.
And even if she doesn't come back as like if she didn't come back as like the absolute same strong basketball player she once was, like she's still damn good. Like she's still a really good basketball player.
Yeah.
I think Paige is a little bit better, but Paige is also older. Again, has that maturity. I think that's just something you grow into over your 4-year, 5-year career of playing college basketball. And I think that will come for Flau'jae. I wouldn't be shocked if I think she's draft eligible next year. So when Flau'jae makes the jump to the W, I wouldn't be shocked if she's she's probably a top 5 pick at that draft class. I don't know if she's number 1 yet. Frankly, just because I don't know who else is on that, who is draft eligible from that group. But I think she's a top 5 draft pick. And I think whatever team gets her, similar to Paige, like you're just going to get like an absolute baller.
Yeah, you're going to get it all.
And speaking of Paige,
good transition.
She has gotten a player exclusive signature shoe. I believe the first women's college basketball player to have a signature shoe while still being a college basketball player.
That's crazy. And she's also like a sneakerhead because wasn't her biggest StockX? Yeah, she had an NIL deal with StockX. Does she still have it?
I mean, she probably does, but she's got NIL deals like from a lot of cool.
I want to know what her net worth is.
Her net worth, yeah. But like I said, big basketball episode because the next news is also basketball.
Jewell. Are you sure?
Yes.
Lloyd.
Yes.
Requested a trade out of Seattle.
Yeah, that's basically it. I don't know, frankly, all the details of what's happening over in Seattle, but I think they're having kind of like ownership issues. But, don't quote me on that. I might have just told you guys an absolute lie that I made up, but I think I saw that somewhere. Jewell Lloyd was the first overall pick in 2015 to Seattle. She's won 3 WNBA championships with Seattle. 2, 3, something like that. She's won more than 1.
But it was 2.
And it's probably 2. But I think, this is an indicator that whatever's happening in Seattle is not great because Jewell Lloyd is, kind of became the face of the franchise after Sue Bird retired and Breanna Stewart left. Jewell Lloyd has kind of been the rock for that franchise. So hopefully everything's going all right in Seattle. We'll follow up about it next week. But she requested trade. I'm interested to see where she might go, what team could take a chance on her. I feel like a lot of times when players who are pretty established in any league, they make big trades to try to win championships. So I think if that's the situation that Jewell Lloyd is trying to be in, those like win now teams are still like New York or Minnesota, Connecticut, Las Vegas, I think I could see her in Indiana.
Indiana.
Or maybe because she's requesting a trade, maybe the Valkyries will take her in the expansion draft.
Good call.
I didn't even think about that till right now. Maybe they'll take her in the expansion draft.
That would be tough.
That would be crazy. Speaking of Valkyries, I have a hot take. I don't know if you guys have seen, but their new uniforms came out, and I gotta say, I don't love them. Let me pull up a picture.
I was gonna say, wait, pull them up because I haven't seen them. But you know what I did see? Did you see the marketing team and what they did for Tennessee's New Jersey?
Oh, with like the little Spider-Man thing?
Yes. How sick was that?
Yeah, it was tough.
I think.
All right, so this is what they look like. The player is not great. I don't love the number like off to the side like that.
Is it just black and
white?
white?
Why can't they put it on? It's
black and purple in there?
Yeah, and then they don't have a picture of the home one. The home one is white. Or
I do like purple. Oh, I kind of mess with the white.
The white is nice. I just don't understand why we can't move. I'm so sorry about this glare, everybody. Why we can't move the ad down and then put the number underneath? Like the logo is too high. It's like up on the neck.
So much money.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't love how the logo is like up here, and then the number is just like off to the side. I'm not a fan of it personally, but who am I? I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl. Oh my god!
But, there's the sirens you're talking about. Yeah,
dude, they haven't stopped. I'm like scared to drive.
You'll be okay.
I must go out.
Just go slow. You drive a Jeep. You're gonna be fine.
Tap on wood. I do got those big ass tires though.
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna be alright. I would be a risk in my little car.
I am a risk.
Yeah. But we were just talking about the Valkyries, the newest expansion team. The Toronto WNBA team has announced their team name. The Toronto Tempo. I think I like it too. I'm kind of indifferent. I think about what they could have done, and I think Tempo's cool, and I think it's fun. There have been people out there who don't love it as much. Here, I'll also pull up the pictures for that. But the WNBA actually on their website before the team was even announced, they had added the team to like their list of things, and so they like leaked it before they announced it.
Oh, what?
I thought that was kind of fun. So this is their logo, this thing on the bottom.
Okay.
It kind of reminds me of the Pacers logo.
I was gonna say like that, yeah.
And it also reminds me of, I think, if any hockey fans out there, the OHL logo for the Ontario Hockey League, they kind of have like these lines, or maybe they used to. I haven't looked in a while. But
am I stupid? I feel like the Flyers have something like that too, right?
Yeah, the Flyers have like the lines off the back too. But here are all the logo ideas. It's very retro, it's very like 90s to me. But it's cool, and I like this color. It's like a red wine kind of color and like a blue.
You and your wines.
I need to not drink again. I need to stop. I need to get a grip. I think I'm ruining my life. But that's a topic for a different day. We can talk about that another time.
I don't think you're ruining your life, but yes, we can talk
about I think I'm ruining my life.
I really
just right.
Don't think that's the case.
Well, I just need to get a grip on my life. I also went to and we can talk about this later because it's personal to me. I went to the doctor today and I got like life-changing news, and so I'm like, what do I do now?
Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, hold on, what?
We'll talk about it later. It's too personal. I'm not going to share it on the podcast. But...
No, yeah. Okay.
But it's
you texted
a brief, I'll text it to you. All I'll say about it is that I had some blood work done last month, and it's kind of shown some things. And
wait, I'm so scarred because I had blood work done like last month, and I had a full panel. They took so much fucking blood. They took
11 tubes of blood out of me.
Dude, I had 17 vials.
That's insane. That's a lot.
And I had to go on my period. I had to go on the third day of my period.
Yeah, that's what they tell you to do.
Did you do that?
Well, it's because so I have unbelievably irregular periods, which is why I went to the doctor. So that's what it's about.
Can you text it to me? I'm nervous.
It's not like I'm not gonna die. It's not like that.
Can you text it to me?
Well, I feel like if I text it to you, you're just gonna be like, huh? And I'm gonna have to explain it. It's not that bad. I'm being a little dramatic
for a second.
Pause it. Nah, we'll be quick. We're already basically halfway through the podcast, anyways.
Yeah,
we still have a couple bit more news, and then
all right. Toronto Tempo starting.
We got to get through it now because I need to know about
2026 Toronto Tempo next.
Now we're moving on to soccer news because who would we be if we don't talk about my favorite team in the world, the US Women's National Team? They won their road trip in the UK. Europe in general. I just put the UK because they played in England. They won their road trip, or I think they might have tied with England and then they beat the Netherlands, or maybe they beat England. I don't really remember. I wasn't following too closely. What I was following though is that it was Elisa Nayer's last game as a US Women's
last 2 games ever.
The end of an era.
Went out with a
bang.
Won
for her, so I'm happy about that.
Went out with a bang for real.
Went out with a bang. Love you, Elisa Nayer. Next.
Ilona
Maher signs to play with the Bristol Bears in the UK, which is like a rugby team. I don't know much about rugby. I did watch a lot of rugby during the Olympics though, because they were so fun to watch. So I'm happy for her. Also, a little personal note about her: she won, or she didn't win. She came in second on Dancing with the Stars.
DW, Dancing with the Stars.
So good for her.
Her TikTok makes me laugh so hard.
Oh, she's so funny.
She is one of the realest people.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
She's so funny. And she just I love that she's just she's so strong. Like her she's a fucking bull. She is
a tank.
I know, and I love it. And she's so sexy and perfect.
Yes.
And she looks so good on Dancing with the Stars. I don't watch Dancing with the Stars, but sometimes little clips would come up, and I'd be like, okay,
I'm not happy.
What's the move?
I'm not happy with one who won Dancing with the Stars.
Oh yeah, wasn't it the guy who just was the Bachelor?
Yeah, fucking Joey. If you ask me, who should have won it truly should have been Riley and Steven. Steven was the
the gymnast,
right? Horse. Yeah. Yeah, boy.
Yeah. I saw what's his name from the Patriots also came in last. Amendola.
Yeah.
Wacky. All right. Remember when early days of the pod, if you can imagine, however long ago that was, we talked about the San Diego Wave, and we talked about Jill Elis.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't remember, there was this woman. Her name was Brittany. Her name is Brittany,
bitch.
And
sorry, I had to.
And she had shared her experiences of working under the San Diego Wave, and basically called for Jill Ellis to resign. And the Wave was kind of like, "Fuck you, no." To kind of put it in the most simplest of terms, they're like, "No, we're not going to kick her out." So basically, Jill Ellis has decided to leave the San Diego Wave, vacate her position to join FIFA. Which a lot of people have mixed thoughts about. I haven't really gathered all of my thoughts about it. I just hope that, FIFA did their research and, they really put some thought into who they were going to hire for this position, and that they're comfortable with their choice, and they exhausted all the options, and they didn't just hire Jill Ellis because she's Jill Ellis and she has this legacy and reputation and whatnot. That's kind of all we've got on it. I'm sure we'll learn more as more things happen we'll hear more about her position, basically. Mm-hmm. But
I love that your notes go, remember their scandal with San Diego?
Well, I wrote it last night, so I was a little crazy last night.
Manic. Guys, should Sav shave her head?
I don't mean it. Like I said it yesterday as a joke. I don't mean it.
You said it 2 days ago, I thought.
2 days ago. I don't know.
You were mad 2 days ago.
I don't actually want to shave my head. I think my head would look massive, and I'd look like a tennis ball.
Would you cut it shorter though?
I could go a little shorter. I think low-key, my next haircut, I want to take a little bit more off the back because I don't like these pieces that stick out back here. Or maybe I'll have it rounded.
Do you like the way it looks in a hat?
I do, but I don't wear hats all the time. I don't love how it's like
was your last cut the one that when you got it cut?
No, I got a trim a couple weeks ago.
I still want you to go mullet.
Yeah, I might do a mullet someday. I don't know when though. Maybe my next crisis.
Crisis averted. Got a mullet. We're good now, guys.
Got a mullet, and we're all
Real
good.
talk, though, I think Sav should come with me to get my next piercing, and she should get one as well.
I just don't know what I would get pierced.
Do your ears. Easy.
Well, my ears are already pierced. Well, you can't see I have my AirPods in. My ears are already pierced.
Do your cartilage.
Doesn't it hurt?
No. Dude, we were hockey players. Doesn't it hurt?
I'm a weenie, okay? I have a low pain tolerance. Weenie. I know. I have such a low pain tolerance. It's bad. Everything hurts.
See, I'm the opposite. I have a wicked high pain tolerance, but the lowest emotional pain tolerance. Like, you could look at me the wrong way. I am painfully sensitive. Painfully sensitive.
Oh, I'm unfortunately emotionally sensitive and physically sensitive.
Like, you could look at me the wrong way, and I'm like, the world hates me. It's time to go.
Yeah, that me yesterday.
No.
My friends and I were talking, and the verdict of our conversation, because I started it because I was being an asshole, and I fully, will acknowledge and admit that I was wrong because I was wrong. But my friends were like, you need to go to therapy. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I haven't talked to my friends today because I'm kind of embarrassed about how I handled things yesterday. And that's why I think my life is falling apart. And then I got shit news today, so.
Your life's not falling apart. It's going to be okay.
I hope so.
I know so.
Anybody out there got a little therapist hookup? Let your girl know because I need one. I'm in the market.
Have you seen one before?
Yeah, I've seen one over the years, but I just I go and I stop and then whatever.
Did you like them? Like, could you see them again, or are they not taking patients?
Oh, I have no idea. I haven't really looked into it. They might. I don't know.
I'm just a girl.
I truly am just a girl.
Just a chill guy.
I'm just a chill guy. I love that meme.
I love that meme. My friend sent me a meme today, and he's notorious for anytime we're ever hanging out that he will just disappear. Like, he takes Irish goodbye to a whole new level, and he sent us a meme of the just the chill guy, and he's like, me taking a look at my friends before I go on my next side quest and don't see them until the next day, and it's like, and then they just go. And I was like, did you make that meme? Because that is literally you.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Sorry, I'm checking my fantasy team to make sure I didn't. I'm on a 4-game losing streak.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not looking good for me in fantasy, but we will survive because we always survive. All right. Let's talk about the focus today. Biggest shock so far in college basketball. I thought this would be fun to talk about simply because there have been a lot of upsets in women's college basketball, and I know I can hear you guys through the screens yelling at us, being like, Mac and Kelsey, you talked about college basketball 2 weeks ago. And to that I say, yes, we did. And so what?
And to that I say, yes, we did. Thanks for coming back and listening, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We'll try and have something better for you next week.
Okay, we're figuring it out. There's just a lot of stuff happening in college basketball. There have been a lot of upsets, and they've caught my attention, and that's why I want to talk about it. Sue me if you don't want me to. Just kidding. Please don't sue me.
I don't want
to. Please. I can't afford that. All right. So the reason why I want to talk about this is mainly because I want to talk about a little team called TCU.
TCU. They've been the underdogs in a lot of different sports, though. Do you remember? Yeah. I know this is a women's sports, and we stand with that. But do you remember the football one?
Mm-hmm. A couple of years ago, but then they got
slapped by Georgia in the end.
They got smoked.
Yeah, they took it in a not good place.
But yeah, TCU women's basketball. They've been I'll call it they've been relevant for a little while. For some of the right reasons, some of the wrong reasons. last year, one of the Cavinder twins was there, but she transferred back to Miami. Cavinder. I tried my best. Okay, I did what I could with what I thought the name was.
Fair. I can't believe they're back at Miami, bro.
I know, but so they were. One of them was at TCU, and then Sedona Prince transferred from Oregon to TCU, and then she got injured. And then,
but don't people? Sorry, just to update people. Don't people not like Sedona?
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
So Sedona Prince transfers there. She plays a couple games, and then they go and she breaks her finger, I think. So she's out for a couple weeks. Then they all of a sudden they have to host like open tryouts because they don't have enough people for a team because everybody's hurt. Mm-hmm. Or like sick or whatever, like they just don't have enough people. So then they go and last year they host open tryouts. They pick up like 3 or 4 girls from their open tryout, and then they just kind of like play out the rest of the season. Season ends for them. I don't remember their record. I don't have it off the top of my head. It's not really relevant. The off season happens. Haley Van Lith, who was at Louisville for 3 years, transferred to play at LSU. LSU wasn't a really good fit for her there. They had her playing point guard when she was not a point guard prior, when she was at Louisville, and they also they had so many scorers that they didn't need Haley Van Lith to be a scorer. They wanted her to do other things. Then the Olympics happened. She gets a medal with the 3-on-3 women's basketball team. And then she transfers to TCU. And now here we are today on this lovely evening in December. And TCU has beaten North Carolina.
UNC, not South Carolina, U.
Hang on, now I gotta look because I don't want to be wrong. But the bigger picture of it all is the fact that this isn't even the right year. TCU website, what are we doing? When I search the schedule, the real schedule should be the one that comes up.
The real deal.
Whatever this is. Yeah, like the normal one, like the one of this season's. Like this is still last year's TCU. I got questions, babe. All right, whatever. I guess we weren't destined to look at it.
I'm looking.
But the biggest upset they've had recently, they beat Notre Dame. Notre Dame was number 3 in the nation at the time. They beat NC State. That's what I meant to say. So they beat NC State, which was their first ranked opponent that they beat, and then they got ranked in the top 25. Then they beat Notre Dame, and now their next game, which is in like 2 days, they play South Carolina, number 3 team again. So they've been on a heater, to put it kind of quite frankly, and I think nobody expected it, which is what I think makes it most exciting. I think that's kind of what college basketball is all about. You also had UCLA beat South Carolina, which we talked about last week. And there's just like somebody else beat Notre Dame recently, another upset. But I think we're seeing more this year than in any other year of college basketball. Is that just like nobody's untouchable anymore? I think is the big takeaway of it, and like anybody can beat anybody, which makes it really exciting as a fan to watch.
Is that your rant?
That is my rant, and then I can talk about Sedona if you'd like.
But
TCU, to me, TCU is the biggest shock in college basketball right now for me.
That's fair. Sedona. Let's get to the tea.
You want to hear? Tea. All right. Well, do you have anybody who's your biggest shock so far, or nah?
Not entirely, but that's because I'm bad and I'm not really following basketball like that.
That's okay.
But
here's the tea. So, and rightfully so. So if you don't know who Sedona Prince is, Sedona played college basketball at Oregon, and then she transferred, and basically she's in like her 6th year of eligibility. She had a hardship waiver, and transfer portal rules. You have to sit out half the season, all this stuff. She's been able to come back and play another year of college basketball, which is good. Happy for her that she gets to continue to play the sport that she loves.
Yes.
A lot of people have been kind of complaining, and I think the noise is a lot louder about it because she has been on an unbelievable run. Like, she was never even projected to be a top 10 pick in the WNBA draft, and now, like, ESPN, I think, has her at 6th. Because she scored in, like, double-doubles. She's leading the country in, like, blocks and whatever. She's just on an absolute tear, which is why it's, like, kind of, like, unfortunately frustrating because of who she is off the court and how
yes.
things have transpired off the court that kind of, unfortunately diminish her kind of star power because, a lot of people are calling for TCU to remove her from the basketball team and stop sharing pictures of her and giving her a platform. She's been labeled an abuser. Like, there's a lot of stuff. But the most recent thing I know about it, and I don't follow it very closely, but Sedona became very popular on TikTok.
Can I just say something really quick?
Absolutely.
So when she was at Oregon, she obviously made the name for herself and she was very good. But I think what also shined a big light on what she did was she was the one, if you guys remember years ago, shined light on the March Madness and like the Title IX essentially that goes with it between like what the women's weight room looks like and like the food that they're getting versus like what the men's were getting and like where they were staying. And she was just like, fuck it, we ball. I'm going to document all of this and just kind of like see where this can go. And I remember this was years ago and I literally remember like watching it on TV, like in my family's home. Like it was on like national television.
Yeah. So she's been really good for women's sports in that regard of bringing awareness to the inequities that have unfortunately kind of gone unnoticed until we've entered this era of like athletes are now also creators and they're able to use their platforms for good.
Yes.
And that was a good thing. And, she's been honored and recognized for that stuff. And then because she's, such a huge media presence, a lot of people were following her relationships and, things like that. And I remember like right even before that happened, when she did the thing about, she shared the video of the weight room and how the disparities between the two, the men's tournament and the women's tournament. She was she was like sharing that she had met this girl on TikTok and they like hung out and they started dating, and then in like the same weekend they stopped dating, and everybody was just like, huh? And so this was like years and years and years ago, before even all the other scandals. But then she was in a really kind of long-term-ish relationship with another girl, whose name was Riley. And a lot of people, took notice about it because Sedona's like 6'7" and Riley was like 4'11". Mm-hmm. So a lot of people were just like, oh, that's a silly thing. Like their height is different. And then they broke up and, Riley didn't really say anything about it or whatever. And then I don't know. I don't follow all of the Sedona dating timelines and who is where and how it all works out or whatever. But the most recent one I did see, the reason why people are, labeling her as an abuser and, calling for her to be removed from the TCU basketball team is because she was dating this girl named Olivia. And Olivia shared like 20 videos on TikTok detailing this trip they took to Mexico. I can't remember where they went to in Mexico, but I don't think that really matters. They went to Mexico for Sedona's birthday. And I don't remember all of the details of what happened. But according to Olivia shared that, they were in Mexico and they went to go like ride ATVs through like the jungle. And like, I don't remember how she fell off, but Olivia fell off the ATV and the ATV flipped. They both fell off of it. And Sedona, according to Olivia, like gets back on the ATV and just like rides away and like leaves her in the jungle to like get back somehow by herself. Eventually, like Sedona comes back for her and, they have to pay out of pocket because they damaged the ATV, whatever. They get back to the hotel. The people at the hotel have to like help Sedona get up to their room that they're staying in, and they give them medical attention because they were hurt. They fell off a fast moving vehicle, and Sedona was like getting upset. According to Olivia, Sedona was getting upset because like she was getting treatment first and not Sedona. So that was like night one.
Yeah.
And then like they wake up the next morning and like she's just trying to like love on her and cuddle her and be like, it's okay, baby. Like, this like that sucks, but we can still have a good time, whatever. And Sedona like doesn't want anything to do with her, like leaves her, is like we're broken up, whatever. She had dinner reservations. Sedona was like, I'm gonna go to dinner without you. And like whatever, like see ya. And so then it's like after all of this, and Sedona's like, do you want to go get, like she calls Olivia and it's like, do you want to go get tattoos? Like, let's go get a tattoo right now. It's my birthday. I want to get a tattoo. I want to do something manic for my birthday. Mm-hmm. Word of the day, manic. I know, my dad texted me. He said, are you free or working? I'm recording a podcast.
Be done in like 5.
Be done soon. So then they go get tattoos, which never a good idea to get a tattoo with an ex when she's drunk and manic. I will say that. That's probably not your best choice of things. But who am I to judge? I'm an outsider to the situation. I don't know what's going on. I'm not there. I'm just relaying you the information as I remember it from watching it on TikTok months ago. And so basically, at the I don't remember if it's like at the tattoo shop or like at a bar they're at or whatever. But basically, there are like these other girls that come into the story. And they're like, yo, you should come back to our villa with us. Like, we've got a pool. Like, we got all this stuff. It'd be cool. And Olivia's like, I don't know. And Sedona's like, yeah, let's go to the villa. And they go to the villa. And basically, like, Olivia's breaking point is one of the girls is, like, topless and on top of Sedona in the pool at the villa. And that was kind of the breaking point. But, and again, like, I'm just relaying this to you. You'll have to go watch it to, like, kind of really get it. I'm giving you the spark notes. Mm-hmm. But it was just, like, crazy. And then Olivia was like, all right, I'm done. I'm leaving. See ya. And so then, like, a lot of other people started coming out sharing things about how, like, there's videos of Sedona acting crazy or, like, other, former partners are coming forward and sharing things, like that girl Riley. And so it's kind of spiraled and snowballed into this big thing. And, Sedona made an announcement about it and was just kind of like, my legal team will be investigating, whatever, mm-hmm. Type of response. So basically a lot of people are just being like, why are you platforming somebody who, is seemingly an abuser by their, what they do or what they say and how, it's affected other people, because that's a lot. Like, imagine going on vacation with a significant other and then your significant other is just like, I don't want to be here with you. I'm going to go do my own thing. Yeah. And I'm jealous that you got medical attention first. Like, if I went on vacation and like me and Jordan flipped an ATV, I would be like, oh my God, I would get, does she need a new arm? You can have mine. Like, help her. I'm good. I'll get eaten by a jaguar in the jungle as long as she's okay.
I love you guys so much. It's so cute.
I love her. But we talked about that last week. But that's basically the tea, and that's why people think Sedona should, that she should be removed from the team and whatever. I do wonder how this will affect the future. Like I said, she is now projected to be a top 10 draft pick. Mm-hmm. And there was a similar situation with in the PWHL draft. There was a player from Wisconsin. I can't remember her name. I don't think it's really that important, but she was, a top like first round pick. And I think she had said like transphobic things or had mentioned something about it. And people were kind of like, ooh, interesting pick. But that's also a different situation because like, that's a different sport entirely. But like the WNBA has a lot of queer athletes. The PWHL has a lot of queer athletes, trans athletes, mm-hmm. things like that, non-binary athletes. So it gets a little sticky when are people out there who are just, have proven that, they believe things. And they get a platform because they get drafted and whatever. I think it's a different situation again because Sedona's not being transphobic. Sedona's just being a not nice person.
Yeah, it seems like
assuming all of this is true, one can believe that Sedona is acting in a way that isn't very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know what'll happen to her draft stock. I feel like honestly, we see these things happen so often that people get drafted at high places anyways, just because of who they are as a player, and they kind of ignore the outside stuff. But, the WNBA has never been somebody to ignore the outside stuff. They're really good on kind of taking a stand on things, so we'll just have to see how it all works out. But there's your tea of the week with game changers.
Yeah. Well, sorry we ended that on like a sadder note, but those are our biggest shocks in basketball right now for college.
It is a shock. It is a shock, indeed. But,
all right.
That's all we got for you guys. Anything else you want to add, Kels?
Love your homies. Always kiss them goodnight.
Amen.